morning to you. It's 8 o'clock on the start of a Wednesday. Glad you're with us. This is going to be kind of a wild Wednesday, if you will. The sun is shining right now. It's a little windy, nothing too crazy. But come like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock today, it's going to be a completely different story. And that winds, the storms that roll in, along with the hail possibly, is going to be something that we're all going to be talking about today into tomorrow, possibly causing some damage.
I plan to be sleeping.
Well, if I know you, it'll wake you up. So
you think you know me?
You think you know me? Well, the anxiety about what is going to...
I hate it when it's windy.
The roof, the shingles.
I hate it when it's windy. I worry about all the things that are going to blow.
The furniture outside.
Oh, the furniture.
Anyway, so just be weather aware today as you're getting your day started. Let me show you what it looks like in terms of the forecast. Well, never mind, I can't because Aaron's working on his computer right now. But it's okay. Either way, the storms are going to be rolling in about 1, 2 o'clock.
Yeah, and like Ed mentioned, isolated tornado risk, that would be in the southern tier.
Okay, let's take
to the sky.
Let's take a look down memory lane. What do you think? Jackie Walker retiring after 40 years at Channel 4. Peter, good morning to you. Love the pink. Best of luck to Jackie Walker. Enjoy seeing her at the MS Walk. She is going to be stepping away from the anchor desk today, and we certainly wish her well. I was just watching something about all of her favorite memories, and she's done so much.
No kidding.
In the last 4 decades. You know, and I got to say this, I obviously used to work with Jackie many years ago before coming here. And when you think of someone who is like the best at what she does, what they do, I mean, she's right up there on that list.
She's a pro, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? I never worked in an office with her, but I've worked with her for different events with the broadcasters. And I was telling Ed, she is a consummate professional. Like I wrote a script for an event that's, you know, these events get long, like 3-4 hours long. No, she didn't. She said, "You're a fantastic writer, Katie. I see why you're in this business." No, so she, you know, I got a binder for her and she like went over every single detail because she wanted to make sure that everything was right for us. And like, you have no idea how much somebody who puts a lot of work into something like that appreciates people who do things like that. Like, she was on it.
She's always at the top of her game. And, you know, she never gets frazzled. She is never one to change her tone, to go up or down.
You did not take that away from working with her.
No, because I think here's my thing. You know, Jackie is one of those legendary journalists, and I think that everyone has their own style of journalism, and
she's even keeled.
Yeah. And if something's wrong, you know, she doesn't waver from that level.
Yeah.
And I do, because I think that it's, you know, okay to echo what the community is feeling. Not that she doesn't, but I just think that it's a connection point for a lot of people.
I'm talking more about in your personal life.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you exactly what I'm thinking.
Anyways, yeah, no, she's fantastic. She's a nice person. Her husband's great.
We love Mike Beato.
You know what? And he's also, can I just say, I don't know like either one of them that well, but I have to say, like, he seems like such a great supporter.
Oh yeah, he's the biggest cheerleader.
She's doing something, he's taking pictures. He's like, whatever. Like, and that, truthfully, when you're doing events and you're helping out, like, you kind of need somebody who can help you out like that.
We need Russ to take notes.
Like, Paul will take pictures of me, and you like almost, you need that, you know, like you need that second person. So it's like so nice to have somebody who'll do stuff like that and help out. They're a good little team.
Jackie loves a good margarita. So if you see her out and about,
I hear margarita and tell her it's from Ed.
Exactly. Okay, Marguerite, good morning to you. See your comment here as well. Red Lobster update. West Ridge Road in Greece is open. Had a great lunch yesterday. Buffalo people, check out the Greece Ridge Center right down the street for shopping while you're in the vicinity.
Marguerite, our feet on the street.
Appreciate you, Marguerite.
Thank you for doing that and checking that out and letting us know.
Buffalo has great journalists, especially the two fun people named Katie Morse and Ed Dranch. Check them out. Thank you very much, Peter. We appreciate you. Paul was a great cameraman at the farm last fall. Do you remember when Jeff Baker cracked open a pumpkin allegedly, and it actually wasn't actually what you thought it was?
Yeah, we cracked it ahead of time. It was so funny. But Ed believed us for a second there, and that's what's important.
And this is kind of it, exactly. even journalism has changed. Journalists seem more like regular people now, and I feel like that's the way it should be, right?
That's kind of become part of, right. Well, also, this is, you know what's funny? I was telling Ed, we had this roundtable discussion last night, this football discussion with a bunch of the broadcasters who do football. Here's something that Steve Tasker mentioned in this, and this kind of plays into this, that when he first started going on camera, he'd never been on camera really before. Yeah, he was playing football. He goes, everybody has a camera now.
Right.
So like, isn't that part of this kind of like you can do the similar stuff? So it's kind of like we're all
in the same realm, everyone. I mean, we're all journalists in some capacity, whether you're a citizen journalist or a professional journalist.
Right, like if you see something crazy happening in your world, chances are you're going to take out your phone and start recording it.
Right.
Or take a picture.
You know, I think that as journalism changes and we are all seen as regular people, which we are. I live in the community. Katie lives in the community. She's from here. I've pretty much made this my home. You know, it's not a matter of, it's like we are celebrating the community as opposed to being the celebrity. And I feel like, and that's totally cool with me. In fact, I love that.
The only thing that's different is we get to tell you what's happening in other places.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you guys tell us what's happening exactly where you are.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting.
Danielle, tuning in just now, was there ever an update on that fatal accident that happened a couple of days ago? Are you talking about the Amtrak crash in North Tonawanda? We know their names. We kind of heard a little bit about how this may have happened, but never really a clear explanation about why.
There is information up on our website. You know, it was the grandparents and the grandchild, we learned, and that a witness said that they went around a traffic stop. Police said this, okay, and then they got stuck in between the arms and then couldn't drive through the arms. So that's all on our website. You can check that out if that's the accident you're talking about.
Howard says I'm not a regular person. What is? I hope that's not an insult.
You're a real weird. You're a real weirdo.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree.
Weirdo. That's a funny word.
Anything about the incident in Alden that was mentioned yesterday? Do I know what you're talking about?
Which one was that, John? Do you know?
I'm going to go to our website, our handy dandy WKBW.com, and see what we're talking about here in Alden. I'm just, is this the Colden one, the motorcycle crash on Center Street, or is this something else? Alden. I don't remember anything in Alden.
Yeah, let us know, Lorianne, which you were talking about. By the way, your mom says, you're as real as they get, baby.
Alpha male comes to mind. Baby, I'm a beta. There's no alpha about me.
Wait, who said that?
The only thing alpha is when it comes to telling it like it is.
Mm.
That's the only thing.
Yeah, Lorianne, I'm not sure about that story. We'll have to take a look and see. Not sure.
Peter says Ed is regular in his own way. Anita talking about train, motorcycle, Walden and Union. Oh, the Walden and Union was another crash that happened. Okay,
yeah.
Yes.
She was saying there's been so many fatalities lately. Yeah, I know.
Anyway, on a more positive note, should we talk about wine being a factor of joy?
What a shocker. We saw that in the newscast this morning. We were like, I think we'll talk about that on Second Cup.
Yeah, so it turns out that a glass of wine creates some sort of joy in our lives, which I kind of love. You know, you kind of get together with friends, you're having a party, you're kind of commiserating over a glass of wine.
Yes, this survey showed more than 3/3 of people, 3/3. John? 2/3.
3/3 of people?
Everybody.
100%.
It literally says 3/3. 2/3 of people. What'd you say? John says he didn't write this.
Who did? Jordan?
Yeah, I guess. More than 3/3 of people. Let's say everybody who drank wine in a month said they have more joy.
Nearly all.
Nearly all. 3/3. That's funny. Here's my favorite part about this script too. The first line, is a glass of Chardonnay a pick-me-up for you? Nah. My answer is no. I do not like a Chardonnay.
I don't love Chardonnay. I like a Pinot Grigio. I like a
much better.
Yeah,
a Sauvignon Blanc.
Sauvignon Blanc.
And then I like my Pinot Noir. You know that.
Good Cabernet. I love an oaky Cabernet. Oh God, there's nothing like a woody, deep red Cabernet. I love that.
I like my Sauvignon Blanc. I like my Pinot Noirs. These are I don't mind a cab. A Merlot gets a little heavy for me sometimes.
I like Merlot too.
I'll drink it, but sometimes a wine gets a little heavy. You got to find some ones that you like. But I do find joy in it. Turns out all of them.
Mark likes Fireball over wine. Oh, Joyce is drinking Boone's Farm Blah. Howard, I don't care for wine. I tried several times. Just doesn't do it for me. What am I missing? I think it's I like a couple of things about wine.
Let me list all the things I like about wine.
Okay, I love the taste, but I also really have an appreciation for how it's made.
Yeah.
I think that the way vintners and winemakers go about
perfecting
farming, cultivating the grape to make it perfect, and having to operate within this very fine limitation.
Yeah, and these windows and stuff. And like the barrel you put it in changes how it tastes, the time. What was the stat that you had today? Was it 600 to 800 grapes per bottle?
Yeah.
600 to 800.
The juice of grapes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Russ's cousin, Beth, owns the winery of Ellicottville. And Sam is the winemaker, her husband. And so Sam will often let us just taste the wine right out of the barrel as it's fermenting or kind of sitting and aging.
We're getting there.
Oh my gosh, that is some of the coolest and tastiest wine.
So a lot of people here are liking Moscato.
That's a very, very sweet wine. Almost like a dessert wine.
I'm not a Moscato person. I do like a Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay.
It's a little sweeter, right? But it's not. And a Pinot Grigio is okay with me.
Mm-hmm.
But a Moscato is a little sweet for me.
Wine slushies are delicious.
Unless if I'm going a rosé, though. Do you like a rosé?
I love a good rosé. I like a sweet rosé sometimes, but I also love a dry rosé. Barbara says Pinot Grigio on a hot afternoon, any red, anytime.
What's Mason agreeing with me?
He loves Moscato.
Oh my God, I could totally see him loving a Moscato because he loves, that's our boss. He loves a sweet drink.
Right, anything sweet. He's like, I'll have the Loganberry soda. Actually, he calls it pop. I'm the Loganberry pop.
Nobody calls it Loganberry pop. They call it just Loganberry.
Jason says the wine at that winery was delicious. Yeah, it's really good. Julie says I respect the artwork of winemaking. I just can't drink it. Yes, exactly. And Jeff says drive for the win. Sarah, I love white and sweet wine. You are what you drink. I like that.
Oh, that is cute. I have a friend who will do a sweet wine every now and then, but cannot do the red. She calls it church wine. From growing up Catholic.
Well, that's like drinking. It's like the Jews drinking Manischewitz.
She's like, I can't do that church wine.
But can she eat vanilla wafers?
What? No, it's not the same thing.
No.
No. I guess I don't know why I'm surprised that you would think it was like it's not like you have had communion because you are Jewish. But it is. Let me assure you, it's not vanilla flavored.
Okay.
It tastes like I don't even know how to describe it. Like this piece of paper, if it was food, that's what it would taste like. It has no flavor.
Understood.
Have you ever remember? You know, at Christmas, when we would do the tradition thing at my house, that Polish tradition where you've been there, right? Where we did our Polish party and you take the piece of the little wafer that the other person's holding.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lauren says it tastes like paper.
Right.
Anita says wafer, plain and dry.
Ed's thinking we're eating cookies. Yeah. Okay, Ed.
Jeff says, I'd go to church if they give you your own bottle.
Imagine going to church.
You know what's so interesting to me? The couple of times that I've been in church with Russ and his family, I've always kind of taken an interest in how, like the wine glass, what do you call it? Like in
the chalice.
The chalice. Okay, we call it a kiddush cup. Like it's shared among so many people.
I know. And you know what? As I got older, I got to tell you, it's a hard pass for me.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Have we learned nothing from COVID?
It's a hard pass for me. Now.
Okay, Lauren, I am so glad you said it. So there's this, I guess, what do you call him? A father?
A priest.
Priest.
Sure.
At their church. And every time he gives the wafer communion, he goes, the body of Christ. And it's just on repeat over and over and over. And it just.
How do you think it is for him? He's probably like, I've been saying this for decades.
He's like just so deep in his drawl. And it just makes me laugh every single time. It shouldn't.
Anita,
does.
interesting question. Wondering if you've kissed the Blarney Stone. That's another pass for me.
Well, because don't people pee on it?
I don't know. Oh, ew.
Lore has it that people.
I didn't even go up to the top of it. I like looked. I'm like, oh, it's nice that it's up there, and I'll stay away from all those germs.
Maybe this is a thing, Sarah. I don't really know. Again, because I'm, the token Jew here. I have no clue how this works, but it makes me chuckle inside. That's for sure.
I just, you know what? I don't do the.
Oh, Lori says they wash the stone.
The Blarney Stone.
Yeah, daily. Okay.
Mhm.
Um.
Jeanette, at her church, you do your own wafer in the chalice. I guess I made her feel germ-free. Okay.
I like that.
Yes, and Jason's talking about the Opłatek. That's what I was telling you about at Christmas.
Oh, okay.
That thing where like you break up and you do a little piece. I don't know. It's like a Polish thing.
Margaret says I never heard that about the Blarney Stone. I forget who was telling me, but I definitely did hear that. Like the locals.
Anita said she put on 30 layers of lip gloss and then wiped it off.
Anyway, never, and I'm really Irish. I don't know.
Yeah, that's my mom's friend Teresa. You've met Teresa.
Yes. She's funny.
Okay, what do you want to talk about now?
Oh gosh, well, we love wine. How about we go from wine to things that also make us happy? Concerts. You love a good live concert? I know you do.
I
Kenny
do.
Chesney coming up.
I do. I can't wait. Yes.
Taylor Swift coming up. What is the most money you've ever spent on a concert? Because there are so many people who are spending and spending, but don't necessarily have to be.
So we were talking about this before, and I told Ed, like maybe honestly it was 10 years ago maybe that I bought what I thought were really expensive Kenny Chesney tickets. They were probably $300. But again, this was 10 years ago, and they're $300 each, so pay for me and my mom. And we had great seats, whatever. Now I would say that's not that far off from average.
I feel like that's probably average. Anita says that concert ticket prices are crazy
They
now.
are.
So what do you do to find good, I don't know, I don't want to say cheap, but relatively inexpensive tickets?
So, well, first off, there's some that you're just lucky to get in the first place. Like that was us. I went to Taylor Swift last year. That was us. We were lucky to get them in the first place and get them for face value. The face value of our seats were $300 each.
Okay.
And they were like a step up of seats, right? You weren't all the way up. They were like, they're good seats, but that was their face value. Now, that's if you can even get them. I mean, her tickets have skyrocketed because you can't get them.
Well, and the face value hasn't.
No, but it's
the
resale.
Right. Sarah says I can't justify the price for one night of fun, though Megan says she spent $350 a seat to see Aerosmith in Las Vegas.
Oh.
Lauren went to Adele, said it was worth every penny. Connie said I went to Phil Collins years ago, had pretty much front row seats.
Met Phil before the show.
That's pretty cool.
That's fun.
And then Celine was the most expensive. Shirley says I went to buy my daughter's, bought it. That's pretty cool. Here's my, I kind of think this is true, Barbara. If you really, truly enjoy the artist, then I don't think that you can put a price on that kind of an experience.
I think that then you're willing to spend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that is a value for you.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. I mean, maybe skip the vacation, skip the coffee for a couple of weeks, and then maybe you save it up. I don't know. I can tell you, though, that we did spend a lot of money on Taylor Swift tickets.
Well, because you had to buy them resale. Yeah.
And they're not even that good of seats.
I know. Well,
I screwed myself. Legitimately. I mean, it was...
I was here kind of watching this whole thing go down.
Well, so I thought that I was buying for section 141.
Do you remember that so we both, remember a lot of people couldn't get the code even. You and I both lucked out. Total...
Got a code.
Luck. Got the code. Out of all the people we put in to try to get the code, we got a code.
Right.
That doesn't guarantee you seats. Remember, I think there were 13,000 people ahead of me. So I had my ticket. I would think I was buying like 2 days before you. So I did it at my house. I logged in, 5 or 10 minutes before, waiting in the waiting room, and then I'm watching everything go down. You finally get in, whatever. So I didn't get tickets. He's the next day. So I tell him my experience. I'm like, listen, I got in because some trains we thought were get in right as soon as you can, get in this, but a lot of people are saying it doesn't matter because they're just picking a place and you're going. Anyway, so he logged in the second you could log in, which was probably a half hour before. He's waiting. He did it at work. I did it at home. Do you remember? We're like, well, let's change everything for you. So maybe one person can get tickets. So you do it here. You had 11,000 people ahead of you.
Something like that. Yeah.
And isn't it the worst as you're watching the map, kind of like the tickets and the numbers go down? You're like, all these people are buying tickets.
Well, I finally get to my spot in line and you can't buy a ticket because they're just all gone, which sucks. So I went to the resale market and found these tickets for like $1,100, $1,200 each. I'm like, fine, whatever. It is what it is. I want to go badly.
At this point, too, it was like a year and a half away from the concert was. So like I said, save $100 a month.
Exactly. Well, so I thought I was buying for section 141, which is like basically floor level, and it's kind of right by the middle of the stage. I wound up buying tickets for section 147. I mistook the 1 for a 7, and section 147 is like at the very edge of the back of the stage.
It's okay.
So we spent all of this money and we're going to be sitting like in the middle of nowhere.
It's okay. You might get to see her come in.
That's true.
And she comes in like a cleaner's bin. Like they push her in and it looks like a mop stand or whatever.
And then maybe we'll see her leave. I don't know.
Maybe you'll see Travis waiting for her at the end.
That would
and
be
like
so
you'll
cool.
really get a video of like she runs to him and gives him a hug.
Uh-huh.
It'll make up for it.
Because she feels so high school every time she looks at him.
And then she'll look at you and she'll be like,
I also feel so high school. Truth dare, spin bottles. You know how to ball. I know Aristotle. Well, anyway, look, Jeff Baker, again, you put this on your credit card and it is what it is. And that's kind of the way I look at it. You ain't got the money. That's what credit cards are for.
Peter says, you're going to make friends in that section anyways.
I hope so.
Look at your mom. 1974, Bowie at Radio City, $25, and that was expensive.
Well, okay, you did the inflation calculator the other day. I'm sure it was like, hello.
175 for Paul McCartney 8 years ago. Saw the Beatles in Toronto in 1965. Tickets were $4.
Wow.
Was that so much fun? The Beatles in Toronto in 1965. I bet that was like wild.
$4?
Can you imagine though, seeing the Beatles in the 60s?
My aunt is still seeing Paul McCartney when he performs. I mean, he is she always said, my Aunt Ellie, I'm going to marry Paul McCartney, my other husband, Paul McCartney.
It's your money. You do what you want.
Yeah. Shirley says, anyone know how Porch Fest went on Elmwood? South Buffalo has one in June. Porch Fest, Shirley, was amazing. The weather was so great.
It was perfect. Finally.
Oh my gosh.
Because they've gotten rain the past few years, haven't they?
I mean, there were thousands of people out in the village, and it was just an unbelievable experience. It was so cool.
Catherine, he'd be good to see. Paul Simon.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to see him.
That's cool.
That'd be good.
Anyone else have like any of the? So do you have a bucket list of people who you want to see or be like on the floor for?
Yeah, I mean, I really do like concerts. You know that.
Yeah.
So I've seen most of the people that I really do want to see.
I have a bucket list. I want to be on the floor for Gaga, and I want to be on the floor for Taylor. So
yeah, I would definitely see Taylor again. I've seen her a couple times.
I've never seen her live, and so I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, but like Kenny, I go see almost every summer. Tim McGraw, I just saw, loved him. And you know what? I think it was a Peter who was saying, if you wait a little bit, sometimes you can get a better seat price.
Huh.
I felt like they may have been the case. My girlfriend's the one who got the tickets, but we got really good tickets for Tim McGraw. And I want to say they were maybe like $100 each. And they were really good seats.
Anita, I wonder what's on your travel bucket list? Peter says, I want to see Pat Benatar and Boys to Men this summer and Straight No Chaser in December. I like floor seats.
The Counting Crows had been on my bucket list until I saw them last summer.
And how was that experience?
It was good. We saw them at the Falls View. Yes, it was different than what I expected, but also, let me be real. They were popular. God, you want to say the 90s was what, 10 years ago, but guess what? It wasn't.
I know.
Like 30 years ago.
I know. So. Jeff Baker says, my bucket list is complete, saving the 7 Morning News crew. See, that's why we love you, Jeff Baker. Yes. With those grown man hands, cracking an apple like it's nothing.
I don't know if there's anybody else on my bucket list.
Let me tell you, Clutch on Aaron's bucket list. So Aaron's turning 50. I reached out to Clutch asking if they would send a birthday greeting. Apparently they are so popular and they are so in demand for birthday greetings that they could not spare a couple of minutes to send Aaron a birthday greeting, because if they did one for Aaron, they would have to do it for everyone else and the floodgates would just open.
Well, that's fair.
So no birthday greeting from Clutch, his favorite band.
Well, we'll greet him. We'll give him an extra special. Maybe we could come up with a song for him. He'd really like that.
50, still nifty. Have a great day.